So just one of our clients for our own AI SMMA pays us $3,000 per month to help him grow his real estate business. Now I'm going to refresh this page just to show you that, we actually know what we're talking about and we know what we do, as you can see here. If you scroll down here, of course, he paid us last month. And of course, we have Stripe here as well. Now with Stripe, we switched it around because Stripe is not the best payment processor, but still we're able to get over $21,000 with our AI agency that we pretty much just started. So in this video, I want to show you guys exactly how we do our service delivery and show you how we get him the great results so that he stays with us forever, because he's been with us for about 8 months by now and we've been getting him amazing results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into Miro. I'm going to literally peel back the curtain and show you exactly how we get him results, where he gets leads, closes, and of course grows his business. So I'm here on Miro, and here I'm going to show you the exact process we use to get results for our AI agency client. So basically first, it's very simple. It's a 3-step process. Now what I want you guys to realize is the more simple your process is in your business, the easier it is to scale. So the first thing that we do is we create ads for our clients that generate leads, right? That's step 1 of the process. We use Facebook and Instagram to generate those leads, and we create the ads to make sure that they actually are enticing. And we also make sure that the leads that do come in are high quality, right? So that's step number 1. Then after we're able to generate leads, we actually follow up with these leads and qualify them just to make sure they're high quality, right? Because people can go through your certain ad, but they could be low quality and not be the best for your client. So we want to make sure they're high quality. And the next step is to book them for a time with our client to close them. Very simple, right? Very simple process. So I'm going to show you the exact case study we have for our real estate client named Wayne, right? So let me show you exactly what we did. So step 1 was, of course, to create the ads for Wayne. So here we built 2 different ads. Now what we do that's very different from other agencies is that we actually fly out to our clients in person and shoot content with them. The reason why is because shooting content that's very unique to the specific client is what's going to separate them. A lot of these agencies say you should use AI to actually create the videos, AI to do all the stuff, and AI it's great, but the thing is though, it's not going to get that brand recognition and that trust that comes by actually seeing the owner of the business on camera, right? So what we do here is we shot these 2 different ads. So the first ad here was talking about doing new builds for our specific clients, and the next ad here talks about getting someone into a home who's already renting, right? So we're targeting renters here in this one. You're targeting renters, and here we're targeting people who want new builds or new homes. So these are mostly just first home buyers here, and these are also first home buyers, right? So that's what we want to do here. Now, a couple of things you guys want to realize when running your ads is you want to do multiple ad creatives. So a big thing is that you don't just want to do one ad set, because we want to make sure that we see what ad does the best and keep testing to get a higher result, a lower cost per lead, and a higher volume and a higher quality of leads that come through. Now, the second part is you must have a clear offer in the ad. So the offer is really what's going to make sure the ad does well. You need to break it down with your specific client and let them know exactly what they need to do to have a high quality offer. The next thing is personal, right? So you want to make sure the ad is personal and it's a real human talking to the camera, right? That's what the big issue that a lot of people have with AI agencies is that they use AI for every single piece of the system, and that can actually hurt you, right? AI is amazing, but you want to make sure there's still a human element behind what you do. So make sure it's personal, and of course, you want to make sure that they have a CTA or call to action. So very simple in that part. Like I said before, we do not recommend to use AI to create the ads themselves. We want to actually show the actual clients on the ad to gain the trust of the leads that come through. That's number 1. Now, number 2 is once we create the ads, we want to actually run them on Facebook, right? So this is what it looks like here. So the cost per lead should be around $10 to about $30 per lead. And you can see here that we got 51 leads, and each lead was about $14. So that's a really good number, right? It's a good number where you're probably going to get maybe, let's say, 2 leads a day if you're running about $30 a day, which is exactly good, right? So that's the system we run there. Then step 3 is actually following up and qualifying them. So this is what it looks like in the back end of our Go High Level. So we use Go High Level to manage every single piece of the system. You can see here that every time someone goes through, they actually get a text saying, thank you for coming through. We want to talk more about you. Come book a time with us to make sure we can actually talk about getting you into your new home. So it talks a lot more about that. You can see here we have Rosalie, Denise here. I'm actually going to show you in the back end of our Go High Level, and I'm going to show you the exact automations we use, so you can just literally copy them and plug them into your agency so you can start getting better results for your clients. All right, so we're here in the actual back end of getting our clients the leads that come through. So every single lead that comes through, we have a very specific process from turning them from a cold lead into an actual meeting. So let me show you what it looks like here. So first, we actually have a trigger here. The trigger here is when the Facebook lead form is submitted. As soon as the lead form is submitted, we notify our client. So we notify them, we say thank you for actually going through, and we tell them what the actual information is for the client. So here we say network real estate. Now we always add that it's a new lead from our actual company called IBD, so they know where it's from, the Facebook campaign. We give the name, the email, are they buying or selling, when they're looking to move, right? So the information that was in the actual system in the Facebook ad will be sent to Go High Level. So here you can see it sends to all users and they just get a notification here. Now we send a notification as in a ping on their phone, and we also send a text. So every time someone comes through, they get notified so they can call them immediately. And we actually send the lead to our team in the back end to make sure they get called as well. So we always make sure we have 3 different touch points when we work with this system. So we want to send it to our actual client. We want to send it to our team so they can call them. And we also want to send it to our AI texter so they can text them as well. So the more touch points you have, the more likely they'll answer and they'll turn into a client, right? So we have that as well. Now, after that, let me cancel this. Confirm this. So after that, we of course put them into our new pipeline. So we put them into a pipeline where they actually get tracked. So you want to make sure you send all your leads to a certain pipeline so you know exactly which leads to work, which leads to talk to, which leads to follow up with, and so on and so forth. Now, if you guys want this exact snapshot, what you can do is click the link below, hop on a call with me and my team. We'll see if we're a good fit to work together, and we'll show you how we actually scale our own agency and help you do the same, right? So you just have this system here. Now we can leave here and I'll show you the next step is to, of course, send them an email, send them a text. And this email and text basically links them to the funnel where they can book a call with us, right? So that's that there. Now, specifically for our real estate client, we have a special section here to specify whether they are a buyer or a seller, right? That's one thing you're going to want to need. So here we specify if they're a buyer or seller. If it's buyers, then they get a tag that says buyer right here. And if they're a seller, then of course you guys can know they get a tag that says seller here. So, and it makes it a lot easier to send the text through to the appoint-wise system. Let me show you the 3 rules we use to make sure that leads actually show up and we have a very high show up rate for our clients. So step number 1 is to contact leads ASAP. And when I mean ASAP, I mean literally as soon as literally possible. As soon as you see that text, literally contact them. So what we do to make sure this happens is we use a system called AppointWise that texts people automatically. Now, texting is great, but we highly recommend that you get a human to actually call them as well. So we highly recommend that you pay an appointment setter just in the back end to make sure that they talk to a real human, they can qualify them and put them on the calendar, right? So I want to make sure you contact the leads ASAP, literally as soon as possible. Like literally no matter what you're doing or what your appointment setter is doing, I highly recommend you just pick up the call and you make sure to contact them. Because even if you wait 5 minutes, people have such a low attention span that they'll forget, right? So just make sure it's super ASAP. Now, the next thing we do is we want to make sure we have omni-channel follow-up, right? Now, what this means is that we don't just call them, we don't just text them, and we don't just email them. We do all 3, right? We want to make sure we contact them on every piece of the platform. The more channels we have to follow up with, the more likely they're going to actually answer and turn into a client, right? So what I want you guys to realize is you got to be relentless with this. If someone has put their information in your Facebook ad, you pretty much have the right to call them and text them as much as possible, right? Now, if they tell you to stop, definitely stop. But you must be relentless with this because people are going to forget, people are very lazy, and it really is up to you to make sure they actually turn into an appointment. And like I said as well, make sure you have an AI system follow-up that just texts people automatically to make sure the system works correctly. So let me show you what exactly the system looks like when a lead comes in. So the first thing is that a lead comes in for our clients. The first follow-up is within 5 minutes. We do a manual call, a text, or the AI texter, and we email them. Now, we follow up again 3 hours later if they don't respond, and we do the same thing. Now, the third follow-up is 12 hours later. So the first day, we follow up with them 3 times within the first day, right? Which is insane. Now, after that, we follow up 5 more times. So we follow up a total of 8 times. Now, people might say that's crazy, right? But the thing is, like I said, if someone is followed up or signed up under our Facebook ad to actually get our service, then they're interested. They are 100% interested, and it's your job to make sure they turn into an actual client. So we follow up every 12 hours after that to turn them into a client, and we've gotten great results with our clients. Really, these menial tasks are really what takes an agency from, let's say, 0 to 5K per month all the way up to 20K per month. It really is these little things here about service delivery that make the hugest difference, right? Now, the next step is, of course, qualifying and notifying plus reminders. So we want to make sure that as soon as someone sets a meeting with our actual client, they get notified and they get reminded that it's going to happen, right? So these reminders pretty much raise our show up rate by over 70%. And the show up rate between our clients and their clients is very, very high as well, right? So we just want to make sure we call them as well. You want to make sure that these follow-ups are mostly through text. You don't want to call too much if they're already booked, but you also want to make sure you call about, let's say, a couple hours before the call, just to make sure everything is fine. And if there's some issues, they can be rescheduled. That's totally fine too, right? So that's what it has to be on that end. That's why I would say that using AI plus a human is basically the best way to do it, because right now with the AI systems, they are great, but there are little intricacies here that are very, very hard to AI to replicate that a human can replicate right now, right? Now, what I want to show you guys now is the exact funnel that we use for our real estate client to make sure we qualify them, know exactly what they want, and put them on the calendar. So let me show you right now in our Go High level. Awesome. So this is our Go High level. Now you can see here is that we have a VSL funnel for our client. Once the VSL funnel goes through, they either choose if they're a buyer or a seller. They have a booking page and a pre-call page. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So first, what they see when they actually go through and they click on it is a video of our client, Wayne, of course, and he click here if they're buying a home or selling a home, right? So it's super important to make sure that every piece of the process, the lead sees the client, right? So they want to see the client who was in the ad, because when they see the person who was in the ad, they're like, oh, that's the guy from the ad, right? That works super well with brand recognition and trust. Now, if they're buying a home, they click here and they go through the system, and then they ask a bunch of questions that they need to qualify with. So of course, here's his meeting calendar. Let's say we choose his time, and then they go through here looking to buy or sell a home. And if we sell a home, they add different questions. If we buy a home, the questions switch. So of course, we have this there, boom, 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 all the systems here, and they schedule a call with us. So the system is very robust, and to make sure that we weed out any people who aren't serious about this. So that's basically the entire system on how we make sure that our clients get great results with our service, right? Now, if you guys need help with service delivery specifically, or if you guys want to figure out exactly how to scale to 20K per month like we did, then you could click the link in the description below. Like I said, hop on a call with me and Pedro. We'll talk more about where you're at, figure out if we can help, and give you a roadmap to see how we can help you scale your own agency as well. So I hope you guys got a lot of value from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.